Picture this. You wake up tomorrow in a brand new country, no army, no defenses, no friends who can step in fast, and the neighborhood, let's just say it isn't friendly. In 1965, separation didn't just mean losing water or money. Singapore lost something far more basic, security. And without security, independence isn't freedom. It's death penalty. Back then, Singapore's safety wasn't really Singapore's. About 30,000 British troops were stationed on the island. On paper, that looked reassuring. In reality, these soldiers didn't answer to Singapore, they answered to London. They weren't here to protect the newborn nation, they were to last the leftovers of an empire packing its bag. And the protection you don't control, that's no protection. That's a comforting illusion, one phone call away from disappearing. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew saw the danger immediately, and he knew exactly who to turn to, Dr. Goh Keng Swee. Then came the bombshell. In 1968, Britain announced that it was pulling out of Asia completely by 1971. No delays, no exceptions. Lee tried to buy time, but Britain was broke, tired, and done with the empire. And this wasn't happening in peaceful time. Indonesia's confrontancy had just ended. Communist insurgencies were spreading across the region. Relation with Malaysia was still raw, emotional, and unsolved. Singapore was small, strategic, and suddenly naked. It was all about survival right now. As defense minister, Goh didn't believe in symbolic armies. No marching for show, no shiny uniforms without teeth. Singapore had no depth, no manpower surplus, no room for mistakes. So the army had to be fast, tough, and painful to fight. Everything was built from scratch. Training system, command structures, mobilization plans, reserves. This wasn't ideology, it was engineering. But Dr. Goh knew one hard truth. Trying to do this alone was suicide. Singapore needed help, fast help. So Singapore went knocking. Britain, polite smiles, no commitment. Australia and New Zealand, hesitant, too risky, too soon. The United States, flat no, too small, too exposed. Vietnam was already burning. India and Egypt offered warm congratulations and a cold distance. To the whole world, Singapore looked like a bad bet. High risk, low reward. Rejection after rejection. Until one country finally brought the new hope. Israel didn't see a weak island, it saw a mirror. A small country surrounded by uncertainty. No room to lose a single war. That instinct survived through brains, not size, connected them instantly. Israeli advisors arrived quietly in late 1965. Officially, they were Mexicans. Everyone knew better. They didn't lecture, they shared scars. How to train citizen soldiers, how to build credible deterrence, how to make enemies think twice every time. Two underdogs swapping survival manuals. In 1967, national service became law, not just to fill numbers, but to make defense personal. When you wear that uniform, you are not defending a flag. You are defending your parents' flat, your childhood playground, your future kids' schools. And the camp doesn't care who you are. Mud treats everyone equally. The Chinese guy carries gear with his Malay buddy. The Indian recruits share rations under the same stars. Out there, race disappears. What's left is shared exhaustion and a shared responsibility. Even after ORD, it stays with you. Those wasted weekends, they brought something priceless, stability. NS didn't just build an army, it stitched a country together. Today, Singapore's military is modern, sharp, and respected. Not because it wants war, but because weakness was never an option. Security is what makes investors confident, what lets families sleep at night, what turns a tiny island into a trusted hub. Separation was the biggest challenge Singapore has faced in the past. Water demanded creativity. Money demanded grit. Security demanded resolve. Under Singapore's iron logic, it didn't just survive, it armored itself. That was the real cost of standing alone, and the reason it still stands today.